Breaking news coming out of Coral Island 1.0. Yeah, 1.0 announcement was kind of dropped on us. I would say quite, I don't know, like very surprising. It just came out of nowhere. I want to talk about this a little bit today because there's a lot of questions and concerns going around 1.0, a lot of Q&A, and some people might not understand what's going on. Some people might be caught off guard. And I know a lot of us are like, whoa. What is happening? So let's kind of dive into this a little bit. So today, Coral Island, the developers decided to drop the release date for 1.0. In case what people don't know about 1.0, what does that mean? Currently, Coral Island has been in early access for over a year now, and it has been exclusively on PC and Xbox Game Pass PC for some time now. We've been able to play the game early, and to test it, I guess you could say. Argue it's a beta, argue it's not a beta. I don't know. I'm not one to tell you what it is or what it's not. It's an early access game nonetheless. It's not a full developed game, and we've seen content updates go throughout its entire process. 1.0 just means the game will be fully released, and it will be how the devs perceive it, as a fully sellable game where they feel comfortable about putting it on the market officially and then supporting the game maybe afterwards, which definitely will be the case in today's video. Now, with that being said, when this game first came out, I, back then, had a very prediction. I looked at the roadmap for early access, and I predicted that this game was going to release, full release, on console, on PC, and everything, of Q1 of 2024, the beginning of 2024. That was my prediction almost like a year and a half ago. It seems like that's going to be early. But is it good early? I don't know. It's a very interesting thing that the developers will be releasing Coral Island on November 14th. Now, most of us know in the farming sim world, RPG world, I guess you could say, there's another game coming out full release in November, and that is My Time at Sandrock, releasing full release on November 2nd of 2023. Now, personally, I thought, and I was going to think, and I had been thinking, that Coral Island releasing in the first quarter of 2024 was gonna be a sweet spot. Because not a lot of games come out. It's usually the slow time of the year, in the first quarter of the year. With games, you don't get a lot of releases, you don't get a lot of anything. So Coral Island having a first quarter release, that I thought was going to be perfect. That's not going to happen anymore. The other thing that I'm going on with this is that Coral Island is supposed to be on all platforms. And it will not be on all platforms when it does release. It's a very interesting thing here. It will release on PC. It will release on Windows, Steam, Xbox Series S, Series X, and on PlayStation 5. So I'm assuming that PlayStation 4 users might not be able to play this. Xbox One users might not be able to play this. And most importantly, Nintendo Switch players will not be able to play this at launch. And that is kind of strange. I know this Nintendo Switch is a very, very old console. That has been around for about 7 years, maybe going on 8 years. I really don't know. And there's probably a lot of optimization problems. But they did say, however, that they will be releasing the Switch version in early 2024, which I thought that's when 1.0 was going to come. So to have it dropped earlier, at least in my eyes, earlier is a very interesting take. Why? My question is, why did they not just wait until the Switch was optimized and fully ready to go, and then once that was ready, they could drop the game 1.0 and all that, and everybody could play? Because as it stands right now, the Switch users will not be able to join the fun, which is very, very sad in my eyes, especially for as long as I know. There's a lot of people that have been waiting almost 2 years for this, maybe even more than 2 years for this game to release on the Switch, and now they have to wait even longer and watch everybody else play. It's a shame. It really is. But that's how they're going to go about this. Now, there is something to be note here about frequently asked questions. So with this being Coral Island 1.0, I will read, word for word just about what's going on here. Relax and dive into Coral Island's 1.0 trailer. When you're ready, scroll down to the FAQ. All right, I'm ready. Launch date. Coral Island will launch into version 1.0 on November 14th, 2023. Again, everything but the Switch. Coral Island is targeting a 2024 launch for Nintendo Switch. We need more time to ensure the playing experience is as best as possible. If you would like to play version 1.0 at launch, we can facilitate a change from a Switch key to a Steam key, which is bad for the people that did backers. I guess what that means is if you kickstarted and backed this game and you did a Steam key and you want to switch it to a Switch key, some people don't have access to a PC. They can't just switch over to a Steam key. You know how it is. Anyways, it doesn't matter. What matters is any changes need to be confirmed before November 1st. So it's very, very, very important that if you need to switch your game from, from different keys, you got to make sure you do it before November 1st, because after that, guess you're out of luck. I don't know. So send them to the email. And with the game content, 1.0 features a quest line to revitalize the town and introducing more content and exciting new features unavailable in the early access as of right now. Here's a list of things that will be added to the version of this game. The storyline will be revitalized for the town, or storyline to revitalize the town. In-depth interactions with NPCs, including heart events and dynamic dialogue. Really cool. So I guess you could kind of compare Stardew Valley. Sometimes when you get relationships up and going, you can see that like cutscenes and things like that. Marriage and the ability to start a family. Finally, something we've been waiting forever, and now it's finally here in 1.0. Great thing. One thing that's not listed, at least I don't see right off the bat here, is how big that family can be. Can you have 1 child, 2 child, and so on and so forth. NPC outfits for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Most NPCs. Now, I don't know. I know right now currently there's no winter NPC outfits that I don't think there is, but it says most NPCs, not all NPCs. Now, I don't know if that's supposed to be how it is. I don't know if some NPCs are supposed to get winter and some are not, or maybe they will come later or not. I don't know. Maybe they also mean most NPCs, not all, because there's merfolk. I'm really not sure what most NPCs mean, other than some, not all, other than that. So that's interesting. Bathing suits, bathing outfits for select NPCs. Maybe people that have not gotten bathing suits yet will finally get their bathing suits. Customization options for your house exterior. Looks like there will be more of that. Over 200 decor items, options to choose from. Over 200 clothing options to choose from. Now, they just say over, they don't say plus. So I don't know if this means they are adding 200 more, or if they are totaling out to 200. For an example, if there is, let's just say there's 60 clothing options in the game right now, are they going to add 140? Is there 120 decor options? Are they going to add, 80? I don't know. It says over 200, so who knows? Adopt a pet. I'll be honest with you, that's already in the game, so I don't know why that's there, but maybe they'll add more pets or not. I don't know, but maybe that's it's not supposed to be there. It's already in the game. A total of 8 unique festivals, each filled with mini games. Hopefully this kind of expands the winter time, because winter is very blank on festivals as is. Access to all diving depths, 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, and 50 meters. Again, interesting. Access to all mining gates, earth, water, wind, and fire. Again, this is already in the game. I don't know why this is already in the game. Why are they talking about things that are already in the game? Does it just make it look like the list is longer than it actually is? I don't know. The chance to acquire a mythical pet. Now, that's new. We don't know what the heck that is, but I'm very interested to know. Note here that it says a mythical pet and not mythical pets. So it looks like there might be one mythical pet and not plural, at least at 1.0. Maybe in the future they'll add more. Encounter merfolk NPCs and explore their kingdom and much more. Again, I feel like this is already in the game. So they're telling us there's features that will be added that are already in the game. What the frick? Upon that, there will be a price adjustment. So as before November 14th, you can save money on Coral Island. If not, you will have to, after November 14th, or as of 14th and beyond, you will have to pay extra money for Coral Island, which is a $29.99 USD upon release. Honestly, this is not a big deal. This is wonderful news. This is actually a really good deal for the game itself. So good on the devs, and a $29.99 price tag is more than enough for us. That is a wonderful deal. Nothing to be really said about that. Early access save reset. This is where a lot of people are going into a little bit of a panic here and trying to understand what the heck does this mean in all this. So yes, there will be a early access save reset. I will say, and I have been saying in my last Coral Island streams and various Coral Island streams, people had kept asking me, do you think they are going to reset or delete your save files? I said, no way, Jose. There's no way they're going to reset your save files. Well, look at me. I didn't think they were going to do it, but they did. Now, the way they word this is a little strange, and I'll kind of get into this as we go on. So version 1.0 of Coral Island is significantly a different game from what it was at the start of the early access a year ago. And we've made fundamental changes to the content, features, and so much more as a result of early access players' feedback. Because of the scope of these changes, save games created during early access will not be compatible with version 1.0 of Coral Island. Now, some games have the ability to where you can convert your early access save to a 1.0 save. For this game, obviously, it's not going to be that way. They are doing different things, at least mechanically, gameplay mechanic-wise, that are going to be kind of drastic. New festivals, new like family and all that. Those are kind of like the major aspects of the game that will be changed. So I understand why you can't continue on an early save for that. Now it says right here, when you move on to version 1.0, players will retain all the gold you earned during the early access. Very vague, which will carry over in the New Game Plus mode. This is the word that I kind of am laughing at a bit. New Game Plus mode that they're saying. Interesting. Any cosmetic charity DLC packs you purchase will be able to be reclaimed in version 1.0 too. Once 1.0 arrives, save games will be compatible with all future updates going forward, which obviously that should be the case. Now, they didn't really say anything about when you go to version 1.0, will you be able to go back to your old save and play on your old save? Or will that old save just kind of be gone forever? And it really doesn't talk about your old save, because it says early access games, which will carry over into the New Game Plus, but it says retain all gold you earned during early access. That is, does that mean your last save or the save you're playing on currently? Or does that mean multiple saves across your early access experience? Because I've had multiple saves on my early access experience. All the gold that I've obtained during that time, does that mean I get all of that? I really don't know what they mean by this. Now, they say this New Game Plus because they're transferring over the gold. It's not really New Game Plus, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. They don't talk about player skill. Now, if we're talking about New Game Plus, player skill, for an example, your player levels up, has a skill. If you can take your money over to your new save, great. That's awesome. Now, if you can't take your player skills over that you've worked so hard on, that is not really a New Game Plus. That's a new game. The only plus that you are really getting is gold, I guess. And I understand, like, if there is going to be new skills added into the game, which was not actually listed above here, unless it's part of the much more. But if they are going to add more skills to the game, I understand you got to start from scratch, but they didn't mention that or anything like that at 1.0 release. So you'll have to reset your skills, restart all your skills and everything like that. Now, in a New Game Plus modern day, you would think that you would get your money, but also keep your skills and start a new save. That is what kind of is New Game Plus to me. Having your money over a very vague amount of time, that doesn't really tell me New Game Plus. I think that's just a word that they're using very loosely, if I'm going to be honest with you. Just please note, if a new game is started in version 1.1, that overwrites the old save. Okay, so that answers my question that I just had. Players will be unable to import gold. Gold will only be imported when reloading the old save and resetting the save. Yeah, so that's I know a lot of people have put in hundreds of hours into this game, and I get it. I know you shouldn't, with an early access game like this kind of game, like a farming game, you really shouldn't get attached, because overall it is an early access game. It's not a full game, and you might have put in hundreds of hours into the game, but let's be honest, it was never a full game to begin with. So now that you're going to lose those games and lose those old saves, it can be very frustrating. But I don't know. To me, at least, Coral Island is a very fun game to start from scratch. Stardew Valley is a fun game to start from scratch. The grind in these games is what makes these games enjoyable, at least for me. It's the reward of having everything unlocked at the end. Now, you might have to put down Coral Island for a month or two before you restart all that. But, you know, I think overall, it will be frustrating at first, but I think we'll get past it, right? Says, we appreciate all the hard work and effort you've put into shaping Coral Island, both in building your own in-game islands and helping us bring 1.0 of the game to life. And we hope you'll enjoy embarking on a new journey and experiencing Coral Island in a new way with the official launch. The the early access testing branch for Steam players who'd like to check in on the farms they created during early access, a pre-version 1.0 test branch of the game in its final early access state will be available on Steam until February 1st. To access it, follow that. So I guess what that means is you can stay in early access or go to early access until February 1st, which then they will stop providing that, I guess, is what that means. There, you will be able to continue playing your early access farms until February 1st. So, yeah. Though, please note that we won't be updating the version of the game and that you will have to select the main version. Okay, I understand now. Warning, if a new save is created in 1.0, that overwrites the old save. Very well. So, what that means is November 14th is not your end day. You will be able to play your farm that you have right now up until February 1st. If you want to stay at the old state of the game. If you want the new stuff in the game, when the game does release, you will have to delete that save. It just is how it is. Going to be how it is. But if you want to keep on to that farm, as long as you want, you have up until February 1st. So in a way, the farms that you have now will be on a time limit. You have until February 1st to play and enjoy them. After then, you will have to play and delete that save and start all over again. New Game Plus, it says, by continuing with your early access save, you will initiate New Game Plus. This means your character will start anew from the beginning of the game, with everything except your gold resetting. That's not New Game Plus. There's nothing New Game Plus about that. I'm sorry, there isn't. That's not, there's nothing, there's, to me, at least in my opinion, there's nothing New Game Plus about that. You get to keep your money. That's all you get. You don't get to keep your skills. You don't get to keep cosmetics. Nothing. Except for your DLC charity cosmetics. Nothing else you get to keep. To me, in my opinion, that's not New Game Plus. But it's more of a way just as kind of like it's putting a band-aid on a cut that needs stitches in a way, right? I don't know. Thank you for support. So Coral Island will support the following languages: English, Indonesia, Simplified Chinese, German, Spanish, French, Japanese, Korean, which is new, and Portuguese. So with the 1.0, they've only added 2 new language supports, which I am assuming very much later on will come. So they have then the roadmap. So let's kind of recap on this. What is coming new to 1.0? 2 new languages, New Game Plus, quote unquote, I will say, and you will get a new storyline to revitalize the town, which is very vague. You will get the dialogues, heart events, and things like that, which is cool, like cutscenes and stuff. You'll get the marriage. And then most NPCs will get outfits. And then some will get, bathing suits. Customization options for your house exterior, I'm assuming is... I really hope they're not talking about what we have already in the game. I really hope that's not what they're talking about. Because they have the Adopt a Pet already in the game. They have the access to the mine. I think they even have all the diving depths as well. And they have the encounter merfolk NPCs. So they have this, have that, and I really hope they're not talking about what we already have in the game, because if so, we already have that. So half of this list is already implemented in the game. So what are we getting new? We're getting a few new things, which is good stuff. I'm not saying that this is bad stuff. This is good stuff. This is good. Marriage stuff, in-depth storyline revitalization, price adjustments, which is new, and then New Game Plus. That's all that's really coming to 1.0. Then they have the roadmap, which a lot of people I know have been actually kind of talking about, going about this. They've been like, you know what? I don't know. We'll kind of zoom in on this, shall we? I don't know. Should this stuff be in the game already for 1.0? I'm not the person to say. So launching in 2024, Town Rank S. Right. You would think the last rank to the town would already be in the game before 1.0 released. Backer NPC. Again, I would think that would be in the game before the game released as well. Hangout/dating mechanic. I mean, you could argue that could be post update. Slice of life scenes batch 2. No idea what that means. Rebuild Merfolk Kingdom storyline. Guess it's not good enough, or they're restructuring it. Merfolk storyline, relationships, romance, festival. Very vague on all of this, but I guess that's going to be something that's going to be worked on post-launch as well. Ocean farming and ranching. I guess that means we'll get farming and ranching inside of the ocean, in the ocean, which is very interesting indeed. More story content, exciting. Spooky Day NPC outfits. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that this isn't already in the game with the fall update and all that. Children portrait. Interesting enough. You would think with family and construction of marriage and things like that, that would be part of the 1.0 release. The fact that it's not, and the children dialogue and children grow up, not part of the family grow up. It's an interesting take, is it not? Savannah access, Savannah Ranch animals, island visit, and full feature multiplayer. So there's a few things that I personally, again, this is opinion wise. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this roadmap, or sorry, this release is kind of sprung on us in a way. Is there a deadline that needs to be met? I'm really not sure, honestly. But in my personal opinion, at 1.0, I think Town Rank S should be in the game. I think the backer NPC should be in the game. Tourist system, so be it. I think Children Portrait should be in the game. Children Dialogue should be in the game. Children Grow Up should be in the game. Especially because the reason why people are going to start a new file is specifically, they're going to start it so they can create a family. That's why they're going to start a new file. That's why they're going to delete their old farms so that they can get into the family and children kind of atmosphere. The fact that there's no portrait, no dialogue, and no grow up with that family, that it kind of defeats the purpose in a way. But yeah, Spooky Day outfits. I think that should already be in the game. But apparently these are things that are going to be launching in 2024. When they will be launching, I do not know. But if I were to take a guess, it will be throughout the entire year of 2024. And again, who knows when the Nintendo Switch will be ready in 2024. They didn't really give us an exact date. They didn't give us a time frame. I like to think that Nintendo Switch will get their version in the first quarter of 2024. The first quarter means January, between January and March. That's what I would like to believe, but they didn't even indicate that either. So, yeah, fingers crossed, I guess, on that one. I honestly think that they should have released all the consoles all at the same time. I think this should have been a Unity thing. I think we should, not Unity engine, God give me. At least it should have been like a more, like, we should be all in this together type thing. That's what I thought, but yeah. Kickstarter rewards, all Kickstarter rewards except for the character designer pack and digital art book will be distributed to Steam users no later than the 1.0 update. So you will get your rewards except these things. Okay. Console backers, key codes for console backers for PS5 and Xbox X and Series S will be delivered together with the 1.0 launch on November 14th. There will be an email for all the backers and things like that. I feel like 1.0 is dropping maybe too soon. You know, we waited this long. I predicted back then. I thought we were going to get a Q1 2024 release. I think everybody else thought we were going to get a 2024 release. We're not. We're getting a lot sooner. And there's some questions around certain this content and things like that. Interesting indeed. Says thank you. We want to send a big thank you to you and our awesome backers and amazing community that's been with us for the past 4 years of Coral Island's development. Your support, feedback, and all-around enthusiasm has been instrumental in making Coral Island as good as it could be. A special shout out to the beta testers who've been instrumental in finding bugs and submitted feedback. You've all really helped shape the game. You all rock. Yeah. So yeah, that's all they have for us for the 1.0 update. A lot of questions, a lot of question marks indeed for this game, for Coral Island. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? What do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section what you guys are thinking about how this is going and how Coral Island is shaping up to be and why, what is your thoughts on the 1.0 launch? I would really like to know what you all think about this. And let me know what you think about how they have taken this 1.0. Should they have waited? Should they have done it now? Is it fine that they do now and leave the Switch players out? Or should have they waited for all the console players to be able to play together? And do you think some of these things should already be in the game before the game launches instead of post-launch? And do you think the things that they listed above are already in the game? Why did they list them a second time? Who knows? I'll leave that up to you. Let me know down in the comment section below. I really like to know what you have to say. This has been an update on Coral Island 1.0 release. If you enjoyed, hit the like button and all that so that people can learn more about this, because I know there's a lot of confusion about this whole New Game Plus and worries and things like that. Hopefully I did a good enough job for you to kind of realize and understand what the heck is going on here. Anyways, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you all in the next video or stream, wherever that may be, and do as always.